Welcome to episode 9. So, Nationalist China seems to be at a decent size at this point. We're getting closer to where we want to be, right? So what's the goals for this episode? I think we should build up a force that is able to deal with Xinjiang in case it's needed. This is too small, so we could use an additional 5 militia maybe. Divisions, that is. I would like to have an additional force that can deal with Tibet, as well as maybe some troops that can deal with Yunnan. Obviously, we don't need all of them at the same time, but it's hard to determine which one will break loose at first. This hero is also a bit short-staffed. And last but not least, Japan isn't very well done either. So some additional build-up might be reasonable. There's also the question of the officer ratio, as well as all of the ports. I don't like very much that some of them are secured with one garrison. This is way too low. So we need some additional build-up, that's for sure. Yeah. I mentioned the officers. It's not the primary concern right now. Great. I love this. I'll just leave it here. Yeah, but the officer ratio is not good enough. So I want this to be at least at 15k or something. Probably way more. We want this to be at 140% at some point. Espionage seems to be a bit overdone now. We have 14 free spies. So we can put some additional points in technology. And that's fine. We're at 38. So there's reasonable arguments to be made for technological advancement. Man. So when will the next research for militia be ready? Long time to go, right? At least half a year. In half a year we can produce additional divisions. So at least some garrisons would be great. And given that they take 61 days, something like this is probably fine. So another question comes up, when do we produce them? I guess we put them in between the anti-aircraft guns. Because the rest is more important to me. Especially the production lines that just need to be finished. Here we go. Where's the last one here? This will teach me not to include too much random stuff into our production lines. Or it won't, you know. And as I said, some additional militia would be great. Let's do that too. So maybe we can use an additional 15. Something like this. This will not be finished with the research, but the upgrades will probably not cost us that much time. So I'm fine with this. As you can see, I'm also trying to figure out when World War II will break loose. We have some time until the United Kingdom and the United States attack us, probably. On the other hand, it might be tomorrow, so who knows. But I'm trying to prepare for that event, more or less. Also, I consider Japan to be highly aggressive at some point. So far, nothing happened. And I think that depends on the amount of forces visible at the border. So in case we want to push that a little bit back, we want to have enough forces at the border. So these here. And only the forces immediately at the border count, as far as I'm aware, because they don't see the rest. So stuff like this doesn't prevent them from attacking. In fact, this is for a counterattack. Same with these here. We should probably redistribute those. There's also a lot of HQs, I think, that do not have any forces attached. In case they ever get into a fight, I want some forces to be attached at least. So that needs to be produced too. No, I misclicked. Okay. Also fine, free on Windows 10 is not exactly very well versed in the arts of being habitable. So it's fortunate that the recording does continue here. Where was I? Here. I wanted to have a look at these. There's cavalry here. And here. Okay. So, it's probably a good idea to include all of the cavalry in one corps that has bonuses for... Oh, it's a good idea for infantry as well as for cavalry to use them in conjunction with a battle master trait. That's one that can be gained though. So also let's have a look at the spies again. This will probably do. This will do. This will not do. Japan finally gets off his high horse, it seems. That's fine. Yeah, we'll leave it like this. Same here. Same here. That's okay. Alright. We already replaced this guy, which is great. Now everybody continues to offer us fuel. I don't think any of our current air fleet are still with orders. So this is all invested into network and that's it. So as the 16th of March, This mobile unit will be finished. That frees up 10 industrial capacity, so we get an additional garrison run going. We're getting awfully close to finishing that ship. Not the second one though. So that will happen too. Also, cold processing went up 1 level. That might not do much at first glance. Second glance though, this enables us to sell coal or energy in general. Or convert it, really. More base resources for conversion. Yeah, there we go. We could probably do that. Austria has been annexed. Great. I like it. Who the hell are you? So... Alright. Some of these militia divisions are still attached to nobody but the highest level HQ. Is it Army Group? No, Army Group is this. Theater. Theater is the word. Whilst I have no problem with the garrison ones, I have problems with those here. Yeah, I don't like that. So, same with the mobile troops here. Get up here. We should probably collect them somewhere and determine their fate. They're sitting up here already. He doesn't, but he does come up. This is a militia that's on the way. This one isn't. Yes, yes, I know. It's the United Kingdom down there. And we should have a look. It's fine. Oh, just need to wait a little bit here. Here's the other militia. Okay, I really just want to collect all of these forces and see if there's any full core available and what's needed. If there isn't. Sure, Yugoslavia, you can have some energy. No problem whatsoever. That's fantastic. Okay, let's have a look at the research. So coal to oil conversion is probably not one that we need immediately. Drone attack tactics, yeah, that can continue. Why not? And the mechanical computing machine is too far up ahead. But we can do decryption and encryption machines. this. The chemical engineering, now that we are past the 5 points, that research will be a bit shortened. So all of a sudden these research times drop like a rock, which is great. Obviously that gets amplified by the research efficiency. So what do we need down here? I think actually a few garrisons should be sufficient here. And just move in immediately. I'm not so sure about Hong Kong. Hong Kong can be really dangerous if you don't look at it. We should also have a look at aviation, probably. The stuff needs to be upgraded. Preferably this year. We are at a bomber practical of 6.0 now, so there's some sense to this. And we can probably reduce espionage a little bit more. Sure, you can have some energy. Whatever you feel is vital, no problem. Sure. Sell additional energy, why not? So we're definitely not independent with respect to rares, but about the metal we don't care anymore. We just need rare materials. Which reminds me, can we buy some somewhere? Apparently we can. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So, but this is with some of the more important nations. I feel like this is viable. That fighter pilot training will come in handy. Well, perfect. That should result in a pact of steel. Give me a second here. So yeah, it's already included. Pact of steel gives 5% research efficiency as well as supplies. I don't care much about the supplies. Any added bonus is great. I do care about the research efficiency though. 5% efficiency is a lot. Especially in combination with some of the strategic effects that we might have later on. So this also means that Italy becomes part of our project increase their party's popularity too. And we will do just that. Well, the Axis is gaining a bit in size. There's some stuff that needs to be done though prior to winning this match. I'm not sure if we will ever get there. This doesn't seem suitable. We have an infantry brigade available here, as well as... Oh, there will be an additional infantry and an AA. Okay, so this can be part of an infantry. There it is. Yeah, no. Still don't want that few. Neither here. Nope. I will go and buy additional rares from the UK as well as the United States though. Maybe even Poland, or maybe not. Oh, yeah. Diplomacy is done. We do not have diplomatic influence anymore. So far, there doesn't seem to be a big effort to counter our espionage. Ah, Italy is really low. The industrial capacity of the Italians is quite concerning, if that's true. Alright, that's some AA guns. This stuff will not take forever. Brigade is not that important though. They are close to being collected here. Fine. So we definitely need a mobile core, I think. That's the wrong direction, man. Go over here. So that's an entire core, surprisingly. We still don't need the fuel. I still do not like the lack of garrisons in our harbors. Militia technology is on the way though. Yeah, we should probably research this too. The 9% efficiency, yes. That's decent. Well, the naval strike efficiency though. That might not be bad. Is there somewhere here? Yeah. Naval strike tactic. That's not bad. So we're sitting at plus 5% now. I think this needs a naval bomber development. Well, we don't have that. But naval strike tactics is actually, that's a good technology for us. We might have some naval bombers later. In fact, I'm counting on it. And that production of anti-aircraft guns will hopefully get artillery practical beyond the threshold of 5, and afterwards it should be easy to keep it at a certain level. We'll just continue building anti-aircraft guns everywhere. Probably not everywhere, but wherever it seems suitable. Especially in newly acquired territory. Espionage still seems fine, so let's invest it somewhere else. The officer ratio is coming along nicely. It's not that fast, but we're not producing officer-heavy units anymore, so that should be fine. Great. I want the diplomatic relations to go towards 200. So there's even an argument to be made that this is more important than the officer ratio right now. Put this down a little bit. Of course it will go like this. Great. Yeah, you can have some energy too. Oh. Well, the Netherlands are now part of the Allies. Sad story, that one, but what can you do? They are still drifting towards the Axis. I do like that. We need 219 manpower. Or in other words, there's an additional 500 manpower to be spent. Which we should do. There's no use in having some manpower to spare. Not for China. We will have enough manpower. Look at that, we gain 37 a month. This can go into the 3 digits. That manpower for nationalist China. Once we acquire Yunnan and additional provinces and also the stuff up here, we can definitely be in triple digits here. Okay. Well, there's some stuff we can do. I forgot about that. Alright. So this is the mobile unit. We want to hire a command for this. We will just call it the Cavalry Corps, because I don't think we will produce a second one of those. Is there somebody that has Battle Master here? Apparently not. That said, from a logistics perspective, a logistics wizard is probably not a bad idea. They take on a lot of resources, don't they? We can also use 2 additional cavalry brigades, as well as an additional armored car brigade. So let's do that. There's armored car. There's cavalry 2 times. I'll just leave it here. Not that important to me. So that's this one. Where do we put it? I don't know, it feels like we should keep this close to home, depending on if a harbor gets attacked or something. Is there anything else in here? So this is some militia, some infantry. The infantry can form a corps, right? Let's form a corps. Get all of these, put them over here. And that corps can take a leader. I don't know. This guy, why not? And we will call this Nanjing Infantry Corps. The name's probably taken. Xi'an, Chinan, there's an army group, Western Army. Doesn't look like it. Okay. So that should settle that affair. Also, officer ratio didn't improve much, because we produced an additional unit that needed officers, you know, the way it works. This all seems reasonable. Ah, it's this unit that we are reinforcing. Okay, so this is fun. This is not fun. This is okay. So now oil refining is also up to a certain standard. We could do just an additional run of all of these. They are researched in 147 days now. If we do an additional run for all of this, we have no resource problems whatsoever in the future. Maybe with the exception of rare materials. Rare materials are always a concern for us. Like pilot training is this. Ah, this is up here. Sure. Diplomacy says we want to buy additional rares, don't we? No, they're getting really cheap. We are at 180 relations. We want to get that up to 200. I think every one of these trade agreements gives 15 points. If I have that correct in the back of my noggin here. Also, some anti-aircraft guns seem to be built, and we get additional garrisons. So let's use them. Because however many we build, they will not do. We need more. Garrisons, we always need more. And once the battlecruiser is available, we should probably start research. In fact, we can do that right now. We need all of this. Well, the anti-aircraft armament is the least important of all of these. Because that can be upgraded. The other stuff, not so much. $207 days. It will probably go down a little bit. The others here, they take 191. So, what's the major contributor? Oh, it's only at 60% influence and 30% for naval engineering. The argument can be made that naval engineering should probably be researched one more time. Will not have much of an influence, but we have the leadership to spare, right? So we can put that in front of it. Alright. Speed this up a little bit. There's still the espionage thing. We don't need that much right now. For whatever reason. We still do not want fuel. This is okay though. Three additional points of diplomacy. They are sitting at 195 now. So we buy an additional batch of rare materials. That should push them to 200. Well, tomorrow probably. Or not at all. There it is. And now we can reduce this by an additional 5. And by an additional point or 2. Because we are still overpaying them for some of the rares. We can get them for 10 now. For 0.1 money. So nope. Nope. And intelligence does increase all the time. They seem to have a right-wing government, but mostly be dominated by whatever. That's good. Should probably start with the ones closer to the capital. Greece have been accepted in the Allies. Well, they're getting awfully big now. Hmm. Well, that's not good. Yeah, this will not go down well in Europe, maybe. And we might also have a problem long term with the United States. So maybe it was too aggressive within this safe. We'll see. You know, that's the way it is. You do this on video, it might end up as a failure. But at least it has been educational afterwards. Trying to figure out if there's additional neighboring or probably non-neighboring nations that we can steal technology from. It's unlikely to happen. I guess Switzerland. They have 5% espionage bonus though. Yeah, sure. Romania, why not? Let's do Romania. Small arms, militia small arms, that's good. So we got that covered. That will be upgraded immediately. Yes, it might be. We'll prioritize reinforcement. Do the upgrade later. Getting awfully close to finishing Nanshin, which will basically be a wreck to be from the get-go, because this is the oldest technology that we can have. There's a diplomacy point available. Okay. Sure. Get rid of this immediately. No, it's not that bad. Romanian industrial capacity is fine. Well, at the end of August. Okay. Militia support weapons have been done. Well, we don't really need that. We could use it though. The theory is also dropped in research time due to the efficiency, so that's great. What? Our independence has been guaranteed by Yunnan. Well, in that case, that's obviously that's great. Thank you very much for that. So we have 5 divisions of infantry available here. Where can we put those? Obviously at the front, up here. We might also use them to get rid of Yunnan. But I think we'll put them up here. Inefficient research. Well, that's probably the militia stuff. And we have 6 points of diplomatic influence available to us. So let's buy some additional rares here. Maybe with the United States too. Would you be willing to sell? You aren't. Can we buy some metal from you, maybe? Nope. Okay. Then forget about it. And now we do the same all over again. Until we... That's fine. I don't think we need marine infantry right now. But we could use them. At some point. Well, if we start to build them now, we can use them in jungle warfare as well as for naval landings. The naval landing stuff is a niche case. On the other hand, we will need to invade Japan at some point, and maybe other islands. So having a naval force available to us is probably not a bad idea. They are not particularly useful for combat in the northern regions. Yeah. Ooh, we're getting close to that shit being finished. Oh. Well, then we will keep the crude oil. No problem. No problem whatsoever. That's useless. We still have them though. That's better. So now we do not research that one anymore. Where is it? Yeah. We stole the basic bomb. Okay. Whilst trying to research it. But who cares? We have the technology now for basic bombs. So that's fine. Also, officer ratio is in the green. Not that it matters much. It is though. I'm sure Greece would want to buy some. No, they don't. What's this? It's yet another garrison. We need that garrison over here, maybe. In fact, we need a few more, right? And a few is a slight understatement. We can use like 100 additional garrisons. Well, brigades at least, but it might even be divisions. There's so many harbors. And we want to protect all of the land that we conquer too. So garrisons will definitely be needed. We also could use additional production in the air. Do any of you want to trade? Greece has a surplus of metal, but they are unwilling to part with it. You want some energy? Probably not. Okay, so I guess that settles this. Dear United States. Probably easier the other way around, overproducing your own resources and getting others to offer trade agreements. That's probably the better way for us at this point. Stuff like this. I don't know if that will put Brazil towards the axis though. Where is it? Oh. Quite nicely actually. Yeah, this is strictly due to relations with faction members. And that's more or less that should be us. There's a lesson in there for politics, real world politics, I guess. Trade relations can be quite useful. Okay, what technology is this? Fighter ground crew. Fine. That seems to be a problem at this point. This isn't. Neither is this. Okay. No, I'm unwilling to risk it. These two are fine. Are there additional nations in the Axis? Sure. Ethiopia. But that's not really... It's not useful to push their political party at this point. We will probably lose Ethiopia anyway. There we go. So... another one of these. Agriculture. Great. We got that. Nope. I don't want to buy fuel. Not even from France. 2 days until education is finished. And that will probably push us, well, closer to 15 or something in research. That or we just use them for the officer ratio. The amount of leadership. So that's not okay. Let's not do that anymore. Yeah, 15.59. So that's an additional technology. Which means that the battlecruiser engine can be started now for research. And this is fine too. There's a lot of need for upgrades. And we have interception tactics. They're here. Now we need to come up with additional technology that we want researched. Also, artillery practical seems to increase nicely for some reason. That's an additional fighter. That was rather expensive, I think. So the additional fighter will... Well, the fighter will help, but we need more aircraft in general. This will not do against Japan. Where it is? There. That'll not be enough. Now we have a plus on the doctrine side, so that's fine. But the doctrine will not cover for the lack of units against Japan. The end of July. Can we make it to the end of August maybe? I like this. Once this one's finished, the other one is more or less finished too, I think. Because the practical will increase from 0 to, I don't know, how much this gives us. 3.7 points, yeah. Transport planes, that's not too bad. Maybe we can use them. So now there's a use case for airborne infantry actually now. Because we can build transport planes. Do we want to? Probably not. Diplomatic influence. Well, don't think we need much anymore. Great. Great. Now we're starting to research all of the marine technology stuff. Naval it is. I don't think we need any of those. At least not right. That's probably not worth the effort. And neither is it worth this. I do not want a specific target selected. Radar impact would be great if only we had radar. We do not have close air support, so we do not need that stuff. And I do not want them to target any particular unit. So we will not have that either. And now we're here. August 38. And I have a problem with whatever we want to research. These probably. These are not a bad idea, right? On the other hand, this is entirely useless to China. We have more than enough manpower. Well, why not leverage it? Land doctrine, though, comes to mind at this point. We can probably start this. And with land doctrines, we have a lot of stuff to do. Well, okay. Oh. Apparently breaking one does also include some sort of delay. I wasn't aware. Not that it matters much. We can also argue that all of this research is not that important, and that we should focus on the officer ratio. Put this to 140. Probably not a bad idea, isn't it? Nope. 10th of October. This will be finished earlier though. So that'll push the research. And all of these anti-aircraft guns. Hey, just accelerate each other. So. Even though it's dummy research. Dummy production, sorry. I think that's fine. Once we face a bomber campaign, we will be thankful for having them. The militia stuff has been done, right? Yeah. So we can include additional production lines here for the garrisons. Next research is 1940, so that's at least 1.5 years away. Yeah, whatever. Let's just keep them rolling. So the priority is not the industrial capacity. It's not this airbase, neither is it all of the anti-aircraft guns. Or the additional air bases. Should be the rest, right? Sure, let's keep it like this, whatever. All of the garrisons though, we need those. Even if we don't use them in the harbors anymore, in the port areas, we can use them towards Japan or somewhere else, the whole territory, like here. We could also use additional infantry But I don't want to overdo it. It doesn't help much if we produce additional infantry that never makes it to the battlefield. And this is still fine. We only need 233. But that's okay. Will we have our first battleship? Not a battleship, but a battlecruiser. Will we have our first battlecruiser? Yes, we will. There it is. And we will call it the Old Navy at this point. Yes, this thing's shit. We just produced it, I realize. But we only did that for the practical. Now let's have a look for the other one. Yeah, it'll be finished in November now. So that's really great. All of the research probably got a jump too. Okay, at least they are not alone anymore. Look at it. Its costs got reduced too to 9.6. That's not bad. So finishing this will probably reduce costs to, I don't know, 8 point something. And all of a sudden we can produce those in a line. There's an additional bomber. Great. And now all of this stuff will go into production too. We still do not need fuel. Thank you very much. The anti-aircraft guns in Tsangtsu, I think this is. Also going according to plan. Where the hell is Tsangtsu? I knew that at one point. I don't want to search for it. Oh, the airbase got finished here. That's great. So now we can have air support for our invasions of Tibet as well as Xinjiang. All of the militia stuff here. Okay. Treaty of Munich. Fantastic. So, as you can see, we're still waiting for Germany to ramp up their dominance on the European theater, at least somewhat. I knew I said I would want to ignore that, but on the other hand, it doesn't help much pushing the Americans into the Axis right now. Not the Axis, into the Allies right now. They will join at some point, though. And apparently Japan doesn't feel inclined to fight just yet. Militia. Okay. We will deal with this next time. So that has been the episode for today. And I think we came along just nicely. So if we look at technology now, Bomber Practical went up. We have some technologies in research there. We have the militia technology upgraded. We also have some practical with capital ship building now. So we can build additional battlecruisers right after that technology has been finished. Or maybe even prior to, probably not prior to that. We will finish that run. And then we will just do that all over again. Also, aviation we can probably push a little bit more. Yeah, so overall I'm happy with this. Efficiency will go up at some point too. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in episode 10.